What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting video for you today. Not only are the May numbers in for your monthly real estate market report, but we are celebrating 100 subscribers. So let's jump right into this one. Boom! Wagwan, my peoples. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Like I said in the intro, we have an exciting video today. I'm celebrating my 100 subscribers milestone in my channel. I'm super thankful for everyone who has tuned into my content and has followed along the journey for about a year and a half now that I've been posting. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and break down how this giveaway is going to work and how I plan on celebrating with you guys. Now, this giveaway is of course open to anybody. However, it can be especially critical for you if you are a home buyer, and even more special to you if you are a home buyer using a VA loan. And that is because I am partnering with two of my favorite vendors, one of them being Kennedy McLaurin with McLaurin Inspections. He is offering a free inspection to any home buyer who goes under contract and ends up winning this giveaway. The second one is going to be my VA lender partner of mine. His name is Adison Vilano with the Veterans Lending Group out of Idaho. However, they service several states throughout the country. So they are offering a free appraisal for when you go under contract. Two very important items for when you are purchasing your home, and two what can be pretty hefty fees that you are not going to have to pay for. So without further ado, I'm going to go over the rules for entering this giveaway and how you can win a free appraisal and inspection for when you buy your next home. Okay, so the rules for entry are going to be really simple. You're going to first subscribe to my YouTube channel. After you do that, you're going to screenshot that subscription, and you're going to text that screenshot along with your name and email to my phone number. I'm going to drop my contact information on screen so you can go ahead and do so. We're going to give it a few weeks for everyone to get a chance to see this video and enter, and I will be deciding a winner on Saturday, June 14th in one of my other YouTube video uploads. Now, there is of course a huge incentive for those of you who are home buyers in the Tampa Bay area to really reap the rewards of that free inspection and free appraisal. However, if you are seeing the channel from elsewhere and would still like to enter the giveaway, I will have another option for you, some kind of gift card or maybe a partnership with another vendor elsewhere where you might be living. You just have to send me that information, where you're viewing from, and I'll be able to sort out a reward for you. All right, without further ado, we are here for your Tampa Bay monthly real estate market report. And in these reports, I cover 3 key metrics of data. That's going to be your active inventory, average days to sell, and your average sales price. Now, these metrics of data are going to encompass all residential properties throughout the 4 major counties of Tampa Bay, which are going to be Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Manatee. And that will consider single family, multifamily up to 4 units, condos, and townhomes. And before I forget, I do have to preface the numbers by saying I am a licensed agent in the state of Florida. So if you have real estate goals, questions, or dreams of moving to Florida, especially the Tampa Bay area, I would be honored to earn your real estate business and help you make your transition as seamless as possible. So I'm going to drop my contact information one more time again on screen so you can get in touch. Without further ado, let's get into it. First on our list is Hillsborough County with an active inventory of 7,265 properties, an increase from what we saw last month, taking an average of 54 days to sell, a decrease from what we saw last month, and an average sales price of $511,522, an increase from what we saw a month ago. Second is Pinellas County with an active inventory of 8,855 properties, an increase from what we saw in April, taking an average of 59 days to sell, no change there, and an average sales price of $509,571, a decrease from what we saw last month. Third is going to be Pasco County with an active inventory of 4,689 properties, a decrease from what we saw a month ago, taking an average of 62 days to sell, an increase from what we saw in April, and an average sale price of $358,431, a decrease from what we saw last month. And last but not least, to the south, we have Manatee County with an active inventory of 5,325 properties, taking an average of 73 days to sell, both decreases from what we saw a month ago, and an average sale price of $566,106, an increase from what we saw last month. Now, this is a crazy month because none of the counties are following any particular pattern. It seems they've all kind of branched off and are doing their own thing. I can't really put a pin on exactly what may be affecting these fluctuating property values, but I do know from my lender partners that it has been a nightmare of a month for interest rates. And I think that may be the reason in some places that property values have gone down. However, in a couple of the counties, property values have gone up. And I think that might be because, one, in Hillsborough County, the luxury new construction market is carrying the weight of most of the inventory. So those properties that are closing at a high volume of $1 million and up will bring that average sales price up a bit. Now, other than Pasco County, it seems as though properties are selling relatively quicker. They're getting from list to close a little bit faster than they were in previous months. That could be because there are just cleaner inspections. Properties that were damaged by the hurricanes have now been renovated and look much cleaner when they're going through inspections, and those things that may have needed repaired prior have now been repaired through renovations and updates when these investors and homeowners are getting a hold of these properties and taking care of those things prior to going under contract. That's just one perspective. I really can't hit on the nose exactly what it could be, why these properties are closing faster. But making it to closing faster is great for buyers and sellers because everyone wins. Everyone wants to get to the closing table faster. So thumbs up there. Now, one thing that really surprised me this month is that Pasco County and Manatee County are seeing a decrease in inventory from what we saw a month ago. Now, we know over the past probably a year, we've seen inventory spike here in Florida, all over the state. But for whatever reason, these two counties are seeing less inventory than we saw a month ago. Maybe that's because there were some sellers who felt they weren't getting what they needed. They weren't getting out of the property in time, and they have simply pulled the property off the market. And there may be several people in that boat who just aren't willing to walk away for less than what they feel they deserve for their property. I know I personally had a seller who we couldn't quite get the number they were looking for, so we had to terminate our contract last week, and that was in Pasco County. So it could be one of those things where the market has slowed down quite a bit. These sellers feel like they've missed the boat and aren't getting the equity they deserve. Thus, properties are getting pulled off the market left and right, resulting in decreasing inventory. Now, if you've watched my market reports before, I know it seems like I regurgitate a lot of this stuff, but the true results in real estate are always at the core of the price, the condition, and the location of any given property. And I think for sellers, again, as inventory is at its highest in about a year or a few years, it's important to take all the necessary steps in preparing the market for, or preparing the property for the market, and that means pre-inspections, pre-appraisal, staging, and of course, marketing from a realtor's standpoint, and making sure you're truly getting the greatest financial result from the sale of your property. Now, for buyers, on the other hand, interest rates are kind of messy right now. And with interest rates where they are, the property values aren't really reflecting the higher interest rates that we've been dealing with. So I do think if there is going to be upward pressure on interest rates, that will bring downward pressure, or should bring downward pressure on prices. And I hope it does, because there are several people, especially Floridians who have been here a while, who are seeing these inflated prices. And I genuinely am not a huge fan of price inflation. I know there's a ton of sellers who have a lot of equity in their properties, but for buyers, especially first-time home buyers who don't have access to a lot of capital, who aren't going to get pre-approved for that much, I think it's really important for, if the interest rates are going to be high, the property values need to come down a bit so it kind of balances out and creates some more affordability for the average buyer. All right, y'all. I know we had a huge announcement. We are celebrating 100 subscribers on the channel, and I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who has tuned in. Again, the details for the giveaway are at the beginning of the video. I will also drop them in the description down below. But we're giving away a free inspection and a free appraisal via McLaurin Inspections and the Veterans Lending Group, two great partners of mine. But I like to keep these videos short and sweet, so I'm going to wrap it up for you guys. And if you enjoyed, be sure to go down, like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. Peace.